My dad joined up at 16. He traded in his school uniform for one in khaki green, signed up for a life of adventure, of duty. For a roof over his head, 3 square meals a day, a chance to serve his country. They reprogrammed his brain to battle tiredness, hunger, and pain, trained to overcome adversity. And when he got home, they pinned a medal on his chest for bravery. As his firstborn child, he taught me the only way he knew. I started basic training while I was still wearing Wellington boots, list of roles and responsibilities, what was expected of me. To always take care of my mum, make her endless cups of tea, stand up for my sister when she was being bullied, never to cry, not even if I scraped my knees. Taught to straighten that top upper lip. Every family suffers from hardship, son. Don't complain, be a man, get on with it. A few years passed and our family relations, they hit a bit of a rut. When he came home on leave now, arguments would erupt, and it was clear to see that he'd come back each time a little more broken. But we all soldiered on. Not a word was spoken. He'd escape down the pub till late, I'd retreat to my room, spending weekends with the PlayStation, our crash courses in avoiding confrontation. I remember him and my mum having this conversation. She had suggested we take a trip, make amends for this fracture in our relationship.
So we did. We set off to climb a mountain in Wales. His idea, not mine. See, with military training, they force you into these intense situations, and through that you're supposed to forge relations like men, out of fortitude, except I was a kid with an attitude. And I moaned and I complained and I made a fuss. How much further, this is crap, kicking up dust. Halfway up, I was too tired to talk. Even the voices in my head had shut. There was something quite peaceful about that last silent stretch to the top. But that mountain had a summit, and no sooner were we off it, our armistice stopped. I remember getting the phone call from my mother telling me my father wasn't well. Me and my sister rushing home to try and help. Found my mother sobbing, said she was worried about his drinking, like all these demons were finally catching up to him. All this trauma he compartmentalized had started swilling out, and he's drinking every day now, just trying to drown it out. The pub down the road only serves temporary respite. He's still tossing and turning, he can't sleep at night. The war in his head has finally come home. A war he was never equipped to fight is one he's fighting alone. The violence replays, the survival guilt's a constant presence. He's drinking to forget, but every day is November the 11th. He opens bottles like he's pulling pins on grenades, no idea for the damage he's doing. Wake up to find him crying, shaking. He says he's sorry for the way he's been behaving. He just can no longer take it. He asked me not to judge him for crying, not to think of him less. Says this is the best way he knows he can make it all stop. I'm now afraid my dad can't tell the difference between a bottle and a mountain top.